There are people that would say that they've been doing some particular hair care thing and it's not been going on well for them. They've spent a lot of money, millions of naira. Someone come and say, oh, come and buy this my hair care. In 7 days you would have, long hair, you have strong hair, your hair will stop breaking. And you'll be like, I spent a lot of money on my hair care business, Sabi, my hair care dealings, but it's not working. What am I gonna do? And you're lost. But then I'm here today to help you, just some natural ingredients that you can use for your hair, it works like magic. You don't need to break the bank. It's very affordable, and you can also do DIY method and routine. So before I kickstart with all of that, let's get to understand your type of hair. As you already know, there's a natural hair, and there's the chemically infused hair, the ones that has been altered with chemicals, relaxer, and stuff like that. So these particular ingredients I'll be giving you today, there are quite a lot though, but I'll be giving you my top 5 share. There are quite a lot of natural ingredients that people use for nice hair, to make the hair nice, full, long, and everything like that. So I'll give you my top 5, right? Like I mentioned earlier, all of these ingredients I'll be giving you, it works for natural hair care very well. But if your hair is relaxed, it also works for you, okay? So don't say, oh, my hair is not natural hair, it cannot work for me. It doesn't mean, right? It's still going to work for you, whether or not. It's just that most people that are natural hair, they are more, what's the word I'm going to use now? They are more used to those particular ingredients most of the times because of, how much their hair needs moisture sometimes, and very, very serious care and stuff like that. So let's talk about the top 5. I'll start with my number 1. My number 1 natural ingredient for hair care that you don't need to break the bank for, like very affordable, coconut oil. So before I continue, there are different issues with people that would say, okay, my hair is, maybe you need, but I will give you all of that as the show progresses, so that you will know whether it's for skin, whether it's for scalp, or maybe it's for the length or the volume, or maybe your hair is breaking or whatever the issue. I'll be giving you everything, so like I said, my number 1 is going to be coconut oil. This one is like for moisture, right? So maybe your hair is kind of always dry and all of that. Coconut oil is like a powerhouse. Yes, it comes, it helps the hair with a lot of moisture. You know how it's an oil now, so yeah, it's definitely going to help you with moisture. It penetrates the hair shaft deeply, or moisturize, and also reduce protein loss. So maybe your hair is kind of hair that is always dry, there's not much moisture in it. Coconut oil is what you need. It's very, very affordable, right? It helps prevent breakages. So maybe you're dealing with hair breakage and everything like that too. Coconut oil helps, and it also keeps your hair soft and shiny. Now you can be wondering, okay, so how am I supposed to use coconut oil to be able to see the effects that I want it to give me? It's very easy. So you just warm a small amount of coconut oil. You warm it, and most of the times people always, when you talk about hair care, there are things that you do that you need to like you're cooking food. Some people say, you're cooking food on fire. Like, no, it's for my hair. And that is how it's always like. Most of the times you have to like make sure you're warming all these things, or some mixture on on the heat. Yeah. But basically, for you to make use of the coconut oil and to be effective, you warm the coconut oil for about some minutes. After warming it, then you massage it gently onto your scalp. Yes, and do through the lens and all of that stuff you do that for about 30 minutes. I mean, when you are done massaging it in your hair, then you leave it on your hair for like 30 minutes, or maybe overnight, safe, depending on how you want to do it. So after you've left it for about 30 minutes or overnight, then you can now wash it out with a gentle shampoo. Let's do a quick DIY tip for that. You can mix coconut oil with honey and aloe vera for an ultra moisturizing hair mask. So instead of you going to the a particular shop and buying moisturizing hair masks for 500,000 naira or 100,000 naira, you can do this at home, sharp DIY tip. Just take your coconut oil, mix it with honey and aloe vera, and you're good to go, right? You have that. You continue doing that for a very long time. You see the effects in the course of time. All right, so like number 1 is going to be coconut oil. Coconut oil is very affordable. It's very accessible. Like, you can easily go to any store, and the least amount of coconut oil you find, if I'm not mistaken, though it's a very, it can be in a very tiny bottle, maybe like 1,000 naira, 1,500 or 2,000 naira. It's not so expensive as you go and buying what's it called, the most expensive ones on social media. And you know how now for marketing people make use of influencers, and most of these influencers already have those good air, but then they want to just sell the market, and then they're deceiving you, and you're thinking maybe it's working like magic, and you're like, what's happening? It's not working, it's not working, it's not working. So yeah, this one is like a quick DIY tip for you. So my second hair care ingredient that you can easily get at home is the shea butter. If you're very familiar with shea butter, you're about to call it ori. Right? It's very, very, it's a very good natural condition thingy. Yeah, like, I mean, when you want to make use of a shea butter, it's something that is very rich in vitamin and fatty acid, and that's what help you to nourish and protect your hair. Yes, it helps you to nourish and protect your hair from dryness. It's just like almost like the coconut oil benefits, but just that this one now, it's has that fatty acid thing, right? So it helps you to protect your hair from dryness and damages. It is especially great for thick, curly, or dry hair types. So when you're making use of these hair care ingredients, also take into consideration the type of hair you have. So if you have a very thick hair, your hair is curly, it's dry hair, shea butter is what you need. And you can be wondering, okay, how am I going to use shea butter to work like magic for me? You apply a small amount to damp hair. Your hair should not be dry when you're applying shea butter, and it should not be so wet. When I say damp, just apply like just small water on your hair, not like it's going to be dry. Do you get? So apply a small amount to damp hair as a leave-in conditioner. So that can also serve as a leave-in conditioner, just so you know, or sealant after moisturizing. Then you avoid the roots if your scalp tends to get oily. If your scalp gets to be oily at the most times, just avoid the roots. Just do the applying from the after the scalp part down to the tip, so your scalp doesn't get so oily and it reacts. So a quick DIY tip for you for shea butter is you combine shea butter with coconut oil. I told you that like they both work almost the same way. So now imagine how it's going to be like when you combine the both of them. So you can combine shea butter with coconut oil and a few drops of some essential oil like lavender, peppermint, just how when you're cooking food, for example, and you already know the ingredients you want to add, and it's going to be very okay. But then there are some other ingredients that when you add to that food you're cooking, it's going to be like a top up for it, right? So yeah, essential oils like lavender or peppermint for a fragrance hair balm, because sometimes some people can be like, well, I don't really like the smell of shea butter, so maybe you don't really like the smell of shea butter. You can add those essential oils for just a fragrance smell and to the air. So I've given you my top two. Now let me give you the third one. My third one would be aloe vera. Yeah, aloe vera helps with soothing and strengthening. Yeah, aloe vera also helps with itchy. If your hair is always itchy, your scalp is always itchy, yeah, it helps for you. It helps with scalps that are also irritated, and it also promotes a healthy environment for hair growth. Yes, aloe vera works in a way that most people have that at the backyard of their house. I mean, they grow aloe vera, and that aloe vera works for your hair. It works for your hair, trust me. So it also adds moisture without feeling greasy. So if you're trying to do hair care on a budget, aloe vera is like a go-to for you. It's very accessible and it's very effective. All right, so how do you make use of this aloe vera for you to get the desired outcome you want? What you need to do is you apply pure aloe vera gel directly to your scalp or you use it as a hair mask. I'm talking about hair masks. People always get the hair masks, just like how there's the face mask, right? There's also the hair mask. Yes, and that one is like for about 15 to 20 minutes thereabout, before you now rinse it off. Yeah, it works. Then, like a quick DIY tip for you also, you can mix aloe vera gel with castor oil for a scalp treatment that stimulates growth. So if you're looking for the mixture that will help you with growth, yeah, if you mix aloe vera and castor oil together, it helps you with a good hair growth, honestly. So my fourth natural ingredient is going to be the black castor oil that I mentioned earlier. Yes, this one is for growth. If you are someone that your hair is always is not giving what you want it to give, like you want your hair to be thick, and have volume, black castor oil is what works. I've been mentioning coconut oil for moisture. I mentioned aloe vera for itchy scalp. I mentioned shea butter also for yeah, but for growth particularly, black castor oil works for that one. So if you get a black castor oil, it's something that is packed with nutrients that promote hair growth and thickness. Yes, so it is heavier, so it works well for scalp treatment and sealing moisture in natural hair. So especially those of you that have natural hair, because of how thick, how heavy it feels, like it might work best for you. And how do you make use of the black castor oil? You massage into your scalp once or twice in a week. After doing that, you cover your hair with a warm towel or shower cap to let it to just let it sleep and absorb in your hair. That is what you do once or twice in a week. Right? A quick DIY tip for you, if you want to continue doing that one on a regular and just for some mixture, you can mix it with jojoba oil to lighten the texture for easier application on fine hair. I'm mentioning some essential oils, and some will be like, which one is jojoba oil again? I've never heard of it. Well, you don't know because you don't make use of them, but now that you can easily go online or even some supermarkets. Go to some supermarket that have those ingredients, those things that people sell things. Go there, ask for them for coconut oil, black castor oil, jojoba oil. They'll definitely give them to you, but you might not know them, but they're not so expensive like that, right? My fifth one is gonna be eggs. This one nobody saw it coming. I know it'd be like eggs. Yes, eggs that you used to see. Instead of be giving you just these DIYs that is at home, and most of the things that we used to eat, it works like magic on your hair. Let me just give you one free tip again. Do you know that rice water also helps with hair growth? Yes, rice water. But that one is after. I will tell you about that one some other day. This is my top 5. But I think if I'm going to do a review of my top 5, rice water is going to be there also, because yeah, but just that sometimes all these hair care natural ingredients blah blah blah, it can give your hair sometimes some smell that may not seem because the likes of onions, garlic, ginger that you have to use for some moisture, for some mixture, it can give your hair some kind of smell that you may not really sit down well with others, even you yourself, right? But let me give you just my number 5. Eggs. Yes, eggs is like, you already know what eggs are in part of the classes of food. Protein, right? Yes. So it's a protein powerhouse. Eggs provide protein which strengthens hair and repair damages. So if you are struggling with your hair that is always breaking, if your hair is weak and your hair is damaged, you make use of eggs and you'll see the results, trust me. And they also help improve elasticity and prevent breakages. So you'll be like, okay, fine, eggs. Okay, so how do I make use of egg for my hair? Don't worry, I've got you. So what you just need to do is you take like 1 or 2 eggs, you whisk them together, and then after whisking them together, you apply them as a mask on your hair. All right, and when you're doing that, make sure that your hair is not dry. Your hair shouldn't be dry. It's just like a slight damp hair, not wet like that, but at least you should have a little bit of water on it, not so much like that. All right, when you're done, you leave it on for about 30 minutes, and then after that you rinse it off with cool water. Cool water. Take notes. When you've put this egg mask on your hair, after 30 minutes, wash it away with cool water. If you can carry warm water or cold or hot or warm water, warm water might, but then cool water is best because so that you don't avoid cooking the egg on your hair. Do you get? Yeah. So that one, and then it's gonna be working is thing over time. A quick DIY tip for you for this egg also is you can add about after you're mixing your eggs, you can add olive oil or honey to the egg mask for extra moisture, right? And there are times when you can also merge all of this, my 5 ingredients I gave you, for some different reasons. And some people are also dealing with other things apart from irregular. So what I'll do for you now is I'll give you certain DIY tip for you for different kind of issues, so you can easily do them at home, and then instead of going out and breaking the bank and spending millions of naira to buy this particular thing, you can easily do it at home. And let me just quickly do that one for you. Let's do DIY egg hair recipe using natural ingredients. So maybe you are the one that is struggling with moisture, your hair is not moisturized and you need to have that moisture on your hair, and you're like, okay, so how am I going to get the moisture? So let's do a quick DIY moisturizing tip for hair masks for your dry hair. So you just need some ingredients like 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 1 tablespoon honey, 2 tablespoons aloe vera gel. And how do you make use of them? You mix all the ingredients in a bowl, right, until they are smooth. When you've mixed all these ingredients, you apply generously to damp hair. You see, I'm talking about damp hair every time. Don't just, sometimes when your hair is not going to be giving if you're applying it on hair that is not really damp like that. So always apply it on damp hair, from the root to the ends. And after doing that, you cover with a shower cap, and you leave it on for like 30 minutes, thereabout to an hour. Yeah, 30 minutes to an hour works. And then after doing that, you rinse it thoroughly and you shampoo as usual. That there's some shampoo that you can make use of by yourself, but that one is straight for another day, right? So this mask helps to hydrate and smooth dry brittle hair. So if you're struggling with a dry brittle hair, this particular DIY works for you. So if you are the one that is struggling with some scalp stimulating treatment, your scalp is maybe itchy, or you just want to just treat your scalp, these ones that I want to give you are very beneficial. You just need 1 tablespoon black castor oil, 1 teaspoon black pepper powder, then 1 tablespoon coconut oil. How do you make use of them? You mix all the ingredients, and when you've done that, you gently massage it into your scalp for 5 to 10 minutes. All right, so I think that you leave it on for like 30 minutes, or overnight. You can leave it overnight also, right? So it helps you for, how do I explain it, like it boosts circulation basically. So for a boost in circulation and hair growth stimulation, then you wash it out with shampoo. And there's something I want you to take note of, right? The black pepper may cause some tingling, so if you know that your scalp can be very sensitive, right, you avoid black pepper. You to make use of the other ones I gave you without including the black pepper, right? So let's move on to the next one, that is protein repair mask. So maybe your hair is the kind of hair that that my hair is not so strong like that. Whenever I'm combing my hair, it's just always pulling out and it does not have enough nutrients. This one you can easily do at home. You just need 1 egg or 2 egg whites for less oiliness, then 1 tablespoon olive oil and 1 tablespoon honey. Then how do you make use of them? How do you give your results? What you just need to do is you whisk all the ingredients together, then you apply to your scalp. Make sure that your hair is clean and damp when you're applying it. So when you've done that, you cover with a shower cap and leave it on for about 20 to 30 minutes. And after doing that, you rinse with the cool water. Always remember, when you apply egg or any mixture on your hair, don't use warm water or hot water to wash off your hair, so that the egg will not cook on your head. All right, so you wash it up with a cool water and shampoo as normal. This is great for strengthening weak or damaged hair. So if your hair is weak or damaged, as you're combing your hair, it's pulling out. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And you spend millions of naira and it's not still working. This quick DIY works more than you think it does. All right, so let's move to the next one. There's something called the leave-in conditioning spray. Right, when you want to shampoo your hair, you always make use of that. And there are times when you just want to do DIY method, natural, as in you want it to be given natural. Very easy, you can do it yourself. What you just need is 1 cup water. It can be distilled, it can be boiled, it can be cooled, any kind of water that you have, but just 1 cup water. Then 2 tablespoons aloe vera gel. Then 1 tablespoon coconut oil. And you can also apply or add a few drops of essential oil, lavender, peppermint, to, like I said earlier, for fragrance. Yeah, or rosemary too works for this one. So how do you make use of them? You mix all the ingredients in a spray bottle, shake well before each use. Right, you spray lightly on damp hair for daily moisture and refreshing scent. So trust me, like that, you've already had a leave-in conditioning spray. That is so easy. You don't need to go and start buying. How much will you get? Water 15 naira is how many bottle? And how much will you get aloe vera gel? Sometimes even at the back of your house, safe. Just go and cut aloe vera gel, and then you get maybe essential oil, the lavender at very cheap amounts. And see, you've gotten yourself a lavender, a conditioning spray. Now let's move to the tips to for success. Yes, so always remember that when you want to make use of all these things I've mentioned, just like how I'll come and say, oh, skincare, always do a patch test, because what works for A might be irritable to B, because we all have different scalp, so you'll do a patch test first, to check for allergies before using any DIY treatment. Like I mentioned for the black pepper, now if your scalp is very, very sensitive, you would know that, okay, you should not include black pepper in the ingredients I gave you. Right, so you always do a patch test to know if you're allergic to any of the ingredients. Then after that, consistency is key. All this is I'm saying is not magical. You will not say, okay, they didn't say we should do like this, so then tomorrow morning you come looking at the mirror. As you chill. Consistency is key. All right, it might not work overnight, but natural remedies, they naturally take time to show results. So you have to be consistent and just be patient. That at the end of the day, I'm seeing the results I want to see. So there's no two ways about that. So just be patient and be consistent, and then you get your successful results. Then also you adjust ingredients quantities based on your hair length and thickness. Maybe your hair is very, 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 very little and it's not full. You now can pack the quantity that someone that has a full hair should be making use of. You just overwhelm your hair. So always make sure that all the ingredients you're making use of is based off of your hair length and your hair volume. Right, so another one is you store any leftover mixture in the fridge and use it for like within a week, to avoid spoilage, like within a week. So maybe you've been doing it and you have leftovers, keep it in the fridge and use it within 1 week to avoid spoilage. All right, let's talk about the common hair care mistake to avoid. Number 1, overwashing your hair. Yes, washing your hair too often strips away natural oils that keep your scalp and strand healthy. Right, for most hair type, I would say, well, just know your hair. Some people's hair produce so much oil and it makes it get dirty on time, but overwashing your hair, when you know that your hair is getting so dried, put into consideration how much you're washing your hair. Overwashing your hair can actually strip your hair of those essential oils that it needs. So always be mindful of how much you you wash your hair, and if your scalp is very oily, or maybe you do every workout, you can adjust it. So people wash their hair every day, and I'm not even capping. You're not doing your hair any good though. Maybe you are saying, maybe you have a particular scalp issue and you're like, this is washing my hair every day. It's kind of overwhelming your hair a little bit, so tone down on that. All right. Another hair care mistake is using harsh shampoo. Many shampoos contain sulfates and chemicals that can irritate the scalp and damage your hair. So opt for sulfate free gentle shampoo. Yeah, it works. Or cleansing conditioning that nourish while cleansing. Always be mindful of the ingredients you're buying. I mean, when I say ingredients, I mean when you're buying certain shampoos, look at the ingredients. Some people just go to the supermarket, I want to buy shampoo. They give anything and you go home. Most times when you look at the shampoo you're getting, you would know that, okay, I've made a particular mistake, and then it's not repeat itself again because I'll not go and buy this particular thing. But you don't even know where the problem is from. But don't listen to me. Always make sure that the shampoo you're making use of, just opt for a sulfate free gentle shampoo. Right? Using harsh ones on your hair can actually strip your hair of some good things too. And also skipping conditioner or moisturizer. Not conditioning your hair or skipping moisturizing can cause dryness and breakage. Always follow shampooing with condition. And when you go to the salon to make your hair, you see that they'll apply different things on your hair while washing. That is like the routine, just like how your face have the toner, the serum, the this, the that, all those things. Your hair also have those application method, that helps your hair, and just to deep moisturize it, to keep your hair soft and manageable. All right. Another one is rough handling, your hair when it's wet. There are times when your hair is actually wet. Maybe you want to just do it sharp and go and do, and like combing your hair when your hair is wet. It's not nice. Don't comb your hair when it's wet. Right? It's a very fragile thing at that moment. So also you avoid when you're trying to dry your hair, like maybe with a towel, don't do it roughly, just do it gently. Don't, because it's very fragile at that moment of it being wet. So you just have to be fragile. I mean, be careful with how you're drying it with towel, or maybe you're brushing it or combing it. It's not advisable. Right? So instead you gently squeeze out excess water with a microfiber towel or cotton, maybe cotton t-shirt, and just disentangle with a white tube comb, or there's a particular comb that has a white tube. I mean, that one can actually help you when your hair is wet. All right. So another one is excessive heat styling. Regularly using those flat irons and those dryers, those heat I think there's the dryer, the straightener, the flat irons, those things, excessive use is killing your hair. Right? It kills your, if you want to make use of them, you make sure that, okay, there's something called the heat protectant that if you go to your hairstylist, they would know about and tell you about. When you're making use of these heat protectants, it's at least the dryness will not be like when you're not using it. So when you're trying to use the flat iron and all of that stuff, without heat protectants, it can cause dryness and split ends. So you dry air drying when possible. You use air heat sparingly, and just always spray a heat protectant product. Check with your hairstylist and the supermarket. Tell them about the heat protectant products, and you can easily add that one when you're styling your hair with the dryer, the straightener. When you want to set your hair, you have to go under the dryer. Also, the last one is ignoring your scalp. Your scalp also needs that exact thing that your hair itself needs. All right. So when you're making use of your skin, how am I saying skin, your hair care, a healthy scalp means LDS. So avoid build up, by cleaning your scalp properly and massaging it regularly to improve circulation and hair growth. Honestly, your scalp is where your hair grows from. So when you're taking and paying plenty attention to your scalp, it makes it to have that particular growth, blood circulation that helps you with boosting of your hair growth and everything like that. So also use the the wrong product for your hair, type. Always know the kind of your type of hair you have, so you can know the particular products to use. So basically, just like the old wrap up thing is, I would say the best hair care routine respects your hair's natural state and also listen to its needs. So what works for someone else might not be perfect for you. Avoid copying trends blindly and tune into how your hair responds to products and treatments. So I'm not saying you should not go and buy all those products outside. You can go and buy them, but I'm just giving you a quick DIY tip. I mean, instead of breaking the bank, all these things I mentioned to you can actually work. There are so many of them, but then because of time, and maybe another time I can focus on that, but for now, this is what I would just give you on that. And yeah, so we've been talking about hair care on a budget, and just know that what works for A will not work for B all the time, because A and B have different hair types, and the allergies and everything is different. So but I believe that with DIY remedies at home, most of the times, except when one is allergic to a particular ingredient, those things always work like magic with consistency. Yeah, so you don't need to let anyone to influence you or to pressure you, saying, come and buy this thing, I bought 10 million naira. DIY can also work for you. And yeah, that's why most people that have natural hair, they make use of all of this. And I've been giving you some things for you. And I told you my top 5 natural ingredients is coconut oil, aloe vera, black castor oil, shea butter, and I gave you the last one that was eggs. Yeah, there's so many, like the rest what I mentioned also, but then those are like my top 5. So I'll go on a quick break, and when I come back, I'll talk more with you on the show for today. Still time check says it is 1:56 p.m. My name is Vicky Daisy, and this is still the Glam Side on Overt Radio. When I come back, it will be time for Glam Watch, where I get to give you the latest news and trend in the world of beauty and fashion. Keep it locked to Overt Radio.